Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. It's official. The much talked about old hospital in Sudbury is about to come down.
The demolition permit is only good for 12 months, so they got to get going.
It's going to be out with the old and in with the new at the city's Bell Park. Plus more money for the northern workforce.
I mean, it's all about better training for better jobs with bigger paychecks.
The province is coming through with a $13 million investment for training. And get ready for one hot weekend. The humidity in some parts could reach near 40 degrees.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin tonight in Parry Sound. OPP say they're investigating a sudden death in the waters of Georgian Bay. Investigators say a call came in around 8 this morning in regards to personal property found near the water. It led to a search of the area. Later in the day, a body was recovered near the town itself. No other details have been released as of yet. The coroner's office is now involved in the investigation. More than $300,000 in illegal cannabis was seized in Sudbury from an illegal dispensary known as, quote, the Red Eyes. Police say their investigation began earlier this summer when they received a complaint that the Red Eyes had sold cannabis products to a 13-year-old boy. Yesterday, police executed a warrant and arrested a male suspect while he was making deliveries. A subsequent search of a Rutherglen Crescent home netted police 200 pounds of dried cannabis, as well as edibles, vape pens, and hashish. Well, new developments tonight in regards to the relationship between the Sault Ste. Marie Police and the city. Council will be voting on Monday as to whether it wants to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Sault Police. The city had sought a study to see how services could be shared in order to minimize the pressure facing taxpayers. The MOU would have police provide quarterly written reports to council that include any budget variance for the fiscal year and notify council immediately with budget shortfalls of over $100,000. Earlier this year, council asked staff to investigate the cost involved in switching to OPP protection after seeing sharp increases to the police budget. North Bay police have arrested 2 people in an ongoing trafficking investigation. The man and woman from the Toronto area were picked up after a police investigation revealed they were allegedly driving the drugs from southern Ontario to North Bay with the intent to sell. Roughly $14,000 in cash and drugs were seized along with a vehicle. New developments in the case of a Sudbury man charged with the second-degree murder of his wife. The court case for Hatinder Sharma was before a judge today. The 37-year-old had pleaded guilty in March, but a few months later asked to have that struck from the record. He and his lawyer at the time parted ways. Then he tried to get legal aid but was denied. The next step is a Robotham application where government funding can be requested for a lawyer when someone charged with a serious crime is denied legal aid. Sharma's current counsel requested a date for the plea withdrawal motion to be heard, but the Crown is concerned Sharma's lawyer would step down once the plea is struck. The case returns to court September 19th. And new tonight, a fire ban is now in effect for Timiskaming Shores and Harris Township. According to the city's website, all burning permits are suspended and all open-air fires are prohibited. That includes fires for cooking, for warmth. They're asking people to make alternative provisions, such as using propane stoves or charcoal burners. The province's website has the fire danger for that immediate area listed as extreme. Well, it's official. Sudbury's much talked about old hospital is coming down. Today, Sudbury's Mayor Paul Lefebvre provided an update. CTV's Madison Merrier has the latest.
I am very pleased to announce that the City of Greater Sudbury this morning has officially issued a demolition permit for the former Sudbury General Hospital. Yes.
The demolition permit is only good for 12 months, so they got to get going.
This building has been a polarizing subject for Sudburyans since it was closed down in 2010. And Panoramic Properties purchased the site with plans of creating housing.
I think people are tired to see this decrepit building there, and I'll be honest with you, in my discussions with the developer, they also want to see it move forward. So finally, I think we certainly, city want to make sure that this was a priority. We made sure that it was a priority for the developer, and we're anxious that it be brought down.
There are a lot of memories with the old hospital, but I am glad to see it finally coming down. It's overdue, but the main thing is that it does come down.
I feel like it needs to go. It's been broken windows. We've been hearing of lots of people getting in there. It's just dangerous and a hazard to the society.
The St. Joseph site became the world's largest mural in 2019, but has been through a lot in the last 6 years. There was vandalism, a body found inside the building 3 months ago, then a fire shortly after. There's been little progress on demolition or construction from Panoramic Properties.
Original plans that were submitted by the developer at the time, I guess, weren't completely consistent with their long-term vision. So they've rehashed those, they've redeveloped them and redesigned them into what will be 3 residential towers here on this site.
CTV News reached out to Panoramic Properties, however, they did not respond to us by our deadline. According to the city, in conversations with the developer, the company plans on beginning construction on the residential units as soon as demolition is completed. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
A Blind River man has pleaded guilty to allowing his dogs run at large during the closed season for white-tailed deer in an area usually inhabited by deer. According to an investigation by conservation officers, they had received multiple complaints within 22 days of the incident in a rural area of Huron Shores. The deer are known to congregate there in dense forests to seek protection from snow and cold. He's being fined $1,500 and has a 1-year probation, ensuring any dogs who leave his property are leashed or tethered. It's peak wildfire season across the country, and scammers are taking advantage, preying on people's vulnerabilities.
Breathe, take time, investigate whatever it is that you're receiving. Just because it looks really good doesn't mean it's legitimate. Make sure you verify.
From fake charities asking for online donations to fraudulent contractor scams to evacuation relief scams, bad actors are trying to exploit generosity. The Better Business Bureau says 37% of scams use social media to lure victims. Some red flags to watch for are pressured donation requests, missing charity registration details, and untraceable payment platforms. We turn now to a mystery surrounding a major police investigation at a homeless encampment in Sbury. It began more than a week ago, and today officials fenced off the entire site next to an industrial area. One man has been arrested, but police aren't saying much about the case. CTV's Luke Simard reports.
Forensic officers deep inside this wooded area entering the investigation site. Late last week, Sbury police said they were conducting an investigation but were vague on what for and for how long. More than a week later, they remain silent. Former OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis says he's surprised by the lack of information from police given the scope of the investigation.
They're keeping fairly tight-lipped, which is really uncommon in this day and age when the police generally should be giving more information than less when they can. So this has to be something significant.
Here is what we know. August 1st, Sbury police began a search for this man, 52-year-old Robert Ledeseur, listing him as the primary suspect. He was arrested in Midland Saturday, August 2nd, with assistance from Southern Georgian Bay OPP. A couple of brief court appearances later, he is facing 19 charges, 17 of them weapons-related. Detectives from Sbury Police Major Crime Unit were also present in another location in Huntsville. A large police presence was reported in the area of Yearly Road near Cardwell Lake. However, it also remains unclear how it ties to the investigation in Sbury. Sbury police have decided to keep everyone in the dark, leading to frustration.
It certainly causes rumors in the community. There will be everything, all kinds of rumors from X to Y involved in this. But there, once again, there has to be a good reason that Sbury police aren't releasing information given the 9 days.
Given the area blocked off and the length of time, Lewis adds there's likely complex layers to this investigation.
9 days, and in this specific location, they must be silting through sand and dirt and screening a dig or something to that effect.
Displaced members of the homeless community equally frustrated.
They brought in identification units this week, so when this happens, there's a need. But locking everybody out, not letting them back now, I think that's an excuse to the encampment crises and problems.
The Ministry of Environment also arrived on scene Friday, but requests for information have gone unanswered. For the first time in days, we have heard from the Sbury police, only for them to say that they have completed their investigation and are returning the land back to the city of Sbury, and that they are done their work here for now. Meanwhile, OPP and Sbury police will remain on scene in Huntsville, although details on why are scarce. Luke Simard, CTV News, Barry.
There's new information in the investigation into North Bay Mayor Peter Chirico's expenses. Chirico has been directed to stop performing duties related to the North Bay Police Services Board until further notice. The order coming from the Inspector General of Policing, who is investigating the mayor's $16,000 in personal expenses charged to his city-issued credit card. Chirico has not been removed from the board but cannot perform any of his duties. Well, in Sudbury, the Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development announced a major provincial announcement in the northern workforce. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
Incredible. David Piccini says the $13 million investment in training in Northern Ontario is about building a world-class workforce that can face any challenge.
We've seen with President Trump's tariffs how one leader can destabilize things. And so for us, we need to be self-sufficient. That's what we're doing. To do it, you need to have a well-trained workforce to power tomorrow, to unlock those critical minerals, support the mines. And that's what we're doing, is training them for better jobs with bigger paychecks.
The Boilermakers Local 128 received over $5 million to help with the build of a state-of-the-art training facility in Sudbury.
Announcement from Minister Piccini is outstanding for several reasons. We are literally busting at the seams at our existing facility that we've been at in Sudbury for 30 years now. We're going to double our capacity in welding. We're going to multiply our training that we can do within the facility year-round.
4 other organizations in Northern Ontario received the balance of the funding to deliver free training in sectors affected by U.S. tariffs and policies.
I mean, it's all about better training for better jobs with bigger paychecks. That's what we're on a mission to do. We want Canada, Ontario to be the economic engine, a leader on a global stage. To do it, you got to have those training opportunities.
The minister says a $13 million investment through the Skills Development Funding, Training and Capital streams will help over 1,000 workers in Northern Ontario prepare for in-demand jobs in boilermaking, welding, mining and ironworking sectors. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Well, heat warnings have been issued across our region as we head into the weekend. Brace yourselves, it's going to get warm. Warnings are issued by Environment and Climate Change Canada when the forecast rises for 2 days to 29 degrees or above and 18 degrees or above as a low, or the humidex reaches 36. Continuous exposure can lead to dehydration, heat stroke, fainting, and edema. Among their many suggestions, health officials are advising people to wear loose-fitting clothes, check in on neighbors, and to prepare meals that do not need to be cooked with an oven. Speaking of that weather, let's head over to the weather details right now, and we've got some weather warnings in place. That area in red, right from Hearst all the way down to Parry Sound, that is a heat warning in place. That is going to mean we are going to see humidexes of somewhere upwards of 39 degrees, 35 to 39 degrees, depending on where you are. Marathon, Wawassu, St. Marie are pretty much going to see the only relief short of that, along with Moose Anee. Heading over to current conditions, and we've got a little bit of storm activity once again tonight moving its way through Wawa and Chapleau. 23 degrees in Kapuskasing, Timmins 23. Clear skies down through Temiskaming Shores, Sudbury and North Bay. Rick will have your details coming up in a moment.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Weekend is finally here, and we've got a heat warning just in time for northeastern Ontario. Let's have a look at our forecast radar. Some precipitation moving in. This is the picture at around noon tomorrow, and that will continue right through Saturday evening into Sunday. But again, high humidex readings. We'll take a look at those momentarily, but that's going to be the mark of the very steamy weekend. Here we go. Sudbury Nickel Belt, humidex of 39 for tomorrow. A couple of days of 31-degree weather A chance of showers both days, dropping down to 24 by Tuesday and 25 by Wednesday. So you'll have to wait a couple of days in order to get that cooling effect in the northeast. But again, it looks like Tuesday will be the big day. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, humidex of 40 tomorrow. Chance of showers on Sunday and Monday at 27, 25. Then Tuesday, 25, even 24 Wednesday with the chance of showers. And Thursday looks like a great day. Sun and cloud with a high of 25. Meanwhile, at Timmins Cochrane campus, casing humidex of 40 for tomorrow. Risk of a thunderstorm Sunday, Monday. Difference in what's going to go down. Chance of showers on Sunday at 28, then 26 sun and cloud. Tuesday and Wednesday, chance of showers both days, cooling off to 22 by Wednesday, 24 sun and cloud come Thursday. Meanwhile, Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, humidex of 39 for tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. Sunday, Monday, chance of showers at 32 and 30. Tuesday, 24 chance of showers, more of the same on Wednesday, 25 sun and cloud. Thursday, nice day there. Normally, you should be sitting at around 24, 25. That's what you've got for a couple of days by after Tuesday. North Bay, West Nipissing, humidex of 40 tomorrow, couple of 31-degree days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Take a look at these trends. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, we're back down to 24. So chance of showers once again. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then finally a break. Some sun and cloud Thursday and sunshine by next Friday. A nice day at 27. So, Ian Campbell, it's going to be an interesting weekend of very hot and sticky humidex readings, and of course the risk of showers throughout the northeast with that heat warning. I understand you're on vacation, so Soupy, have a good one.
Thanks so much, Rick. Oh, I will. Well, an influx of cash is making a temporary long-term care strategy a permanent reality. CTV's Amanda Hicks reports.
The Community Paramedicine for Long-Term Care program provides 24/7 access to non-emergency support so more seniors can age safely in their own homes. It provides routine diagnostic procedures, at-home treatments, and remote monitoring. The program is now permanent and is expanding services in First Nations communities thanks to an $89 million investment from the province. Timmins Mayor Michelle Boileau, who also serves as chair of the Northern Ontario Service Delivers Association, says the organization has been advocating for this for 4 years.
It's been helping alleviate wait lists in long-term care. It's been helping alleviate visits to emergency departments across the region, something that is, of course, of importance to many of our communities. And so we know that this is working.
All community paramedic programs are funded, meaning the municipality does not pay for them, so our tax base isn't impacted. These are savings. These are programs that are saving to our healthcare system in general.
Just last year, community paramedics helped 13,000 people in Sudbury, either in person or by phone. There are 4 community paramedics who work during the day and 1 at night. Roni says the service is reducing the strain on emergency services.
What we're seeing is an increase in people who are able to stay at home, less 911 calls for those non-urgent patients. So instead of calling 911, these patients are calling their community paramedic for their low acuity and non-urgent needs.
Roni adds news of the program's permanence allows for long-term planning, ensuring consistent care to those who need it most. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Air Canada flight attendants are holding a National Day of Action Monday. Rallies at airports across the country are planned, this as the two sides return to the bargaining table today. The talks are to avoid a strike that could begin next week if a deal is not reached. Flight attendants voted 99.7% in favor of strike action. Construction continues in Timmins along the Connecting Links project. The project is repairing the road through Timmins that connects to the provincial highway. The project is partially funded by the province and includes repaving the roadways as well as upgrading underground services, street and traffic lights and sidewalks. The city is working on what it calls Segment 13.
The piece of highway in between Crawford and Porcupine River Bridge was at its end of serviceable life. The water main that ran there was at one of the worst water mains in town for water main breaks, and there was not a lot of potential redundancy for any potential development in that area. So we took this opportunity with the MTO funding to rehabilitate the roadway, and as well to invest our own city tax dollars to upsize the water main, and that way we could allow for future growth into the east end.
Segment 13 will take 2 years to complete and will cost nearly $22 million. Still ahead tonight on CTV News. A North Bay powerlifting athlete sets a new world record in Turkey. More on that in a moment. A North Bay powerlifting athlete recently set a new world record at the World University Powerlifting Cup in Istanbul, Turkey a few weeks ago. Tiana Draves was representing Swansea University, winning the gold medal in the women's 84-kilogram classic division. She totaled more than 461.5 kilograms in the squat, bench press, and deadlift categories. Now she's hoping to continue her ascent in the sport at the Senior International Championships.
To be honest, I didn't know it was happening. I was convinced that I was second. I knew that I was probably going to beat a few records, but I wasn't too sure. So it was my first international meet, so I was just trying to stay calm, stay collected. It was an exciting journey. I'm happy I could do it. Yeah, I'm happy I could kind of be a different force in powerlifting, be a young woman that could do well.
Congratulations. Earlier this year, she posted personal bests at the British Universities and Colleges Sport Championships in the UK. Well, Sudbury's downtown is set to come alive with the vibrant sights, sounds, and flavors of Africa tomorrow as the city hosts its first African Market Connect trade fair. Organized by nonprofit group African Market Connect, 19 vendors will set up at Tom Davies Square. The event is said to be the biggest African trade fair in Northern Ontario, created to support African businesses beyond the summer months. The trade show will bring together small businesses, artists, and innovators for the day.
We have made Sudbury our home. All the Africans here, we love Sudbury. And we see that Sudburyans love us. So anything to make Sudbury grow and make Sudbury more comfortable for us to stay with our children, without our children looking to go elsewhere to start their life, we prefer to do that. And that is what African Market Connect is here to do.
Attract people to the markets and let them see why we are there and the importance of we Africans being in the markets, selling our stuff, the food vendors, the attires, the African attires, the snacks, Nigerian snacks, and especially these meals. People are bringing in different kind of meals.
At the end of the day, we are not just an Afro fashion business, but at the end of the day, we would also want to create businesses for the local community, and we also want to foster multicultural relationship between different people in the society.
The market runs 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Finally, for us tonight, the search is on for the perfect match for Hank the Hunk. He's single, has big eyes and brown hair, 7 years old, lives on a farm, and oh, did I mention he's a miniature donkey? But like many, his search for a companion has gone online. CTV's Alexandra Hollick reports.
Oh, princess!
This Prince Charming is Hank, a 7-year-old miniature donkey looking to meet the love of his life.
We're hoping that Hank can find a Jenny. A miniature Jenny similar to him in size.
The young Jack joined a farm in Erin back in June.
Hank has been a vision of mine for some time. We got our cows first, and I feel like we've always needed a donkey.
He quickly made himself at home, but now the eligible bachelor is on the market.
Hank likes long walks around the farm, through the lavender fields. Yeah, he's just looking for a companion to live out his days with here at Erin Hill Acres.
While Hank here may be single and ready to mingle, his matchmakers here at Erin Hill Acres say there are a few boxes the female donkey or Jenny must check first.
We're looking for a Jenny that is maybe anywhere between the ages of 4 to 8, 4 to 9 years old, potentially.
Princess, where are you?
The farm taking Hank's hunt to social media.
We thought that we were just putting together a funny little video to reach out to our followers and try to find Hank a wife and a love interest.
Something the Donkey Sanctuary of Canada says is possible.
Donkeys do have the ability to bond
incredibly deeply with each other.
But sometimes donkeys can be a little stubborn.
A new animal stepping into their territory, sometimes they're a little apprehensive about it. Starting to share resources together, that's a sign of being comfortable and accepting of them.
The farm is accepting applications for Hank's perfect match through Instagram, Facebook, or email.
I guess in the caption or the subject line say, "Attention Hank's wife." I think that would be, or future wife, so that would work out, I think.
All in the hopes that there will soon be some new additions to the pasture. Alexandra Hollig, CTV News, Erin.
Oh, sweet guy. Let's hope Hank can find love. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Friday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. Your news returns on Monday night, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, thanks for watching. Good night.